Hi everyone, it's Kechi aka OBiGem. Welcome back to my channel. We are here with a new Let's Play, but before I jump right in, I do want to welcome you guys back to the channel. And as always, if you are not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified for all future videos. And if you like what you see, please do hit the like button so I know to keep making content like this. So obviously, as you guys can already tell, this Let's Play is going to be centered around the new pack that we just got, Snowy Escape. And I really wanted to lean into the cultural nods in this pack, which is a lot of the Japanese inspired things. So the family we're going to be following with this Let's Play is the Hitoshi family. I did name this Let's Play Growing Up Genki, and that is just because I wanted it to be like kind of like sitcom inspired. And in case you guys don't know, like Genki, it's kind of like hard to translate what that means in English, but essentially it's like exuberance, or like it's kind of like joie de vivre in France. It's just like in French, it's just kind of like exuberance, energized, that type of thing. And I wanted this family to kind of really lean into that. They're all going to be dealing with their own struggles to kind of live that exuberant and energetic life that is growing up Genki. But starting out, we have our Hitoshi family, our family of three here. We've got our Patriarch in the middle here. They're all eating dinner at the kotatsu table right now. And right in front of us right now is Yoshiro Hitoshi. They all call him Hiro for short. And he is the patriarch of the family. Him and his wife both have the proper trait. They both came from very traditional families. And I don't want to say necessarily that they had like kind of an arranged marriage, but it was kind of like understood since they were kids that they were going to end up together, kind of carrying on the family name and the traditions that both families kind of wanted to take on together. So they kind of were put together and matched together when they kids and grew up, but they're both very traditional and proper. And so neither of them really had an issue with that. They have very traditional Japanese values. Hitoshi wants to build a family that is prosperous, and to that end, he is actually a salary person, and he's just trying to do the best for his family. So on the right here, we have our matriarch of the family, Yume. And like I mentioned with Hiro, she is also very traditional, comes from a very traditional Japanese family, and she's also a homemaker. She's very focused on making sure that while Hiro is at work, providing for the family, making sure that they remain prosperous, that she is at home, making sure to keep a neat home, and really growing the family. She actually right now is looking to get pregnant again and have another child. Right now their only child is Hana over here. And for Yume, she loves her daughter, but she feels like for them to have a very strong family and to carry on the family name, they need to have a son. So she's really hoping to get pregnant and have a little boy to carry on the Hitoshi name, because obviously when Hana becomes older, she will marry and take on whatever family name that she marries into. And so Yume is really concerned with making sure that she is providing an heir to their family name, and she's really focused on that primarily. And last but not least, we have our little scamp over here, Hana. And it was very important for me to make sure that I named Hana because Hitoshi in Japanese like very loosely translates to like benevolence. So like having a name that means like benevolent flower just seems so fitting for a show called Growing Up Genki. So she is Hana Hitoshi. And she kind of is caught between the traditional nature of both her parents and their two families, because of course she wants to keep up with making sure that she doesn't embarrass the family and that she's carrying on the family name with some sort of integrity. But she's got some underpinnings of rebelliousness going on. She is really considering like what she wants to aspire to, and considering that they live in Mount Komorebi now, she is considering like the adventurous side of living in this town, and she's like considering what that would look like if she got into like skiing or snowboarding, doing something just a little bit more outside the box than you would consider from a traditional Japanese family. So she is likely going to kind of test her boundaries and see where that takes her, but who knows, we'll see what that looks like for our family. But they are enjoying their first meal in their home. They had just moved in, and Hiro actually made this dish, and I was super impressed with him because with zero cooking skills, he made an excellent mac and cheese. I was very nervous he was going to burn the house down. But while they finish their meal and chat, I will show you the house. So I really struggled with whether or not I wanted to move them into one of the EA pre-builds, which for this pack is something kind of special because a lot of the game changers actually made the houses that are the empty lot here. So I really was thinking about what that would mean to move into that, but I also kind of wanted to make sure they had a house that matched their personality, so I went against the grain and did not move them into one of the vacant houses here, and instead decided to build my own. So as you can see, this house is not a very traditional Japanese. Funnily enough, I did look at a couple inspo images from Pinterest and Google to try and get into the feel of making a traditional Japanese house. And unfortunately, I just wasn't feeling the style. I do watch a lot of Japanese anime, and a lot of my favorite animes, they don't actually have characters that live in traditional Japanese houses. A lot of them either live in apartments or they live in very modern houses. And so some of my favorite houses from anime are not traditional Japanese houses. They're like very modern, and some of them even lean very Western. But clearly in Mount Komorebi, if you look at the houses that surround this lot, it's very traditional. So it was very difficult for me to get in the spirit of that. So this house, rather than being traditional Japanese, is more like Japanese inspired with like modern hilts. Like the roofing was a whole challenge, but I decided to do something creative with it. Let me know if you guys like this. I am proud of myself for what it turned out to be. I also opted not to put this house on a foundation. I considered maybe using the platforms to make stairs, but then I really quickly realized with the platforms that if you want to use them to make stairs and not have the doors like bugged underneath them, then you would have to put the entire house on the platform. And there's no way to kind of retroactively put a platform underneath your house after you've already built it, unless you want to demolish it. And I did not want to do that. So let me give you the tour of this house. It's actually super small. I did try and keep within budget for our house here. They had 24,000 simoleons to work with. And so I used every bit of the 24,000 simoleons to the point where like they barely had any furnishings. I have S&B bills installed, so I ended up having them take out a $25,000 loan just so I could finish furnishing it, which was a must because I actually forgot to put a fridge in their house, which, you know, they can't eat without that. But this is the foyer here, so this is where I utilize the platform in the house. It's the only place I utilize the platform in the house, in this house. I'm not very well versed in using the platforms yet, and I didn't want to go crazy until I like knew for sure what I was doing. So I only used it in this front foyer area where their shoes are, and I put this up for where they would hang their clothes, and I did put the no shoes indoors sign there so that they would take their shoes off when inside. I really love this edition of the new pack of them being able to take off their new shoes take off their shoes in the house. And there's actually a mod that was recently released now that kind of updates the animation. If you have the pack, you'll notice that if you walk into a room where you can't wear shoes, there's like this little like wind animation that happens near their feet to take their shoes off. It looks a little bit silly, but a modder actually kind of gave it real animation now where you see your sim bend down and like take off the shoes. Like if you guys have seen the teaser trailer they put out for Paralyze a while ago, it kind of looks a little bit like that. But I will be getting that mod. I don't have it installed right now. But anyway, this is the foyer area. Let me move the camera down. I'm really bad at controlling things in tab mode. So I may actually rearrange things in this living room area. It's a really tight space, but this is a living room area. I'm thinking I'm probably going to rearrange it a little bit so that instead of the TV being on this coffee table here, we can try and move it onto this wall and then move the bookcase out somewhere. But it's very simple. two couches, bookshelf area, and because it's so small in here, I didn't give them a full table because there really wasn't room. Luckily, we have these new kotatsu tables, which are so adorable and match the traditional vibe. It really makes sense that this family would have a kotatsu table instead of a traditional, like, westernized, like, table here, so I really love that. Kitchen area also equally as small. You've got some counter space. I did put a microwave in here. I don't normally include microwaves in my builds when I'm running out of money, so this is actually a special treat that I actually have a microwave in here. And I do have like a hot pot. Let me back up a little bit so that you guys can see that. But as you can see, I did put the hot pot underneath these new counters we got with this new pack. I love that we have space to store things in these cabinets in this pack. This is something I talked about in the build. Well, it was actually a reno I did for Sunshine Reigns' house for my Runaways Let's Plays. I used some custom cabinets in her house that have like storable spots inside the cabinets, and I remember like going on about how I wish we had that type of functionality in our cabinets and games, and now we do. So that's nice. And this is a new fridge and a new stove that came with this pack as well, but it's nothing really to write home about for this kitchen. It's kind of on the smaller side. There's a door that goes outside. There's not really a whole lot going on as far as landscaping outside. I ran out of money, like I mentioned, and so I wasn't able to really do anything with that. But hopefully as they make money and build and grow, we can slowly kind of add things as far as landscaping outside. I put this knitting bag from the Nifty Knitting Pack out here because with Yume being a homemaker and like really dedicated towards like being like kind of like a super mom, that's kind of her aspiration, the super parent one. I wanted to get her knitting, especially as she's thinking about expanding the family and having another child. So I was hoping she'd knit some stuff, maybe some onesies for the new baby. When that comes, we'll see how that goes. But through this door here is actually Hana's room. I gave her an activity table so that she can kind of express her creativity here. This is the new bed that came with the new pack, which I really love the design of this. I actually went with the first watch because I thought it was so pretty and it matched the vibe of the room. But I did give her a computer so that she can come over here and study and do her homework and whatnot. This is actually, it looks like the decor item that we have in game for like the toys, but it's actually a functional toy box that from Rabashine. So that is cool there. And like her bedroom's very simple, very minimalist. Like I said, we didn't have a whole lot of money and I didn't want to have to use all of the 25,000 that we borrowed. So I ended up, I think, only using about like 15 grand of it and then paying a lot of that back before we even got started with this gameplay so that they wouldn't have like a huge like loan payment waiting for them. Well, let me take you guys upstairs to their bedroom upstairs, and upstairs is also where the bathroom is. So we're gonna go up the stairs. And it was a whole to-do getting this staircase to fit in here, because I did want it to be 2 stories, which, you know, maybe I shouldn't have because we ran out of money. But upstairs, very simple. It's a hallway, and that's the bathroom here, but I'm going to actually take you guys into the parents' bedroom right in here. So this is the bedroom. I did kind of make it a little bit more traditional in here. So a lot of reds and browns and neutral colors, and then a lot of artwork to like really show like how like traditional that they are. Like this picture right here, which is like of a 5-story pagoda, and then this over here. And then you have a computer. Again, very minimal with deco. It's kind of like base game friendly in here with the decorations. And then out here, I wanted to give them like a little sitting area, porch. It's not a whole lot going on. I did put like this porch swing out here, which is a CC item, and then this patio furniture out here that can sit out here. Maybe as they make more money, we can add additional things. It does wrap around here, like out here, so they can look off on the balcony if they'd like. But I thought this like upstairs area was super cute, and I'm really proud of myself for how this turned out. But I'm gonna take you guys into the bathroom as the last stop on this train. So as you guys have probably seen from a lot of the builds and the pre-made houses that the Game Changers made, it's like traditional in Japan for the bathtub and the toilet to be separated. However, I didn't have a whole lot of money to do that or space, so this is like kind of like a westernized combined bathroom. But I will say, before like it became a thing that everybody's like, oh my gosh, like Japan separates their tubs in their bathroom, that's so cool, I have so many new ways to make builds now. I should say I've been on that train before it was like popular now. So the very first house I ever made in The Sims 4, which I did a current household for it, that was for Kinovu's house when she was living with her best friend Drayden. In their house, they actually have a bathroom where the toilet and tub are separated, and it's actually something I like to do a lot, because when you have a lot of Sims in the house and you only have room for one bathroom, it's very advantageous to have a bathroom where the toilet and the tub is separated, so that more than one person can like use the toilet and shower at the same time without anybody getting embarrassed. So pro tip, guys, like that should have been cool a long time ago, and I was on that train a while ago. I just am not on that train for this because I don't have room. But you know, that is their house. Let me know what you guys think. I try my hardest to like really kind of match the vibe we have going here from Mount Komorebi, but this is what it's going to be like. So they are done with their meal, and Hana is being, why is she embarrassed? Oh, she did not take her shoes off. You, come on, Hana. See, like, look at what I'm telling you. Always the rebellious one. I'm gonna have her put this away to make up for it. But this is actually just gonna be a real chill let's play, guys. They just moved in, and they're just getting to know each other. I actually had them visit the, who did they visit? They visited the Ito family, which is like their closest neighbors. So that was like an interesting experience because I wanted them to get to know each other, and they have a little girl that's Hana's age. So she actually got to meet her. Does she have a relationship with her? Yes. So Nanami is the little girl who lives at the Ito household that I was hoping that maybe Hana can become friends with. There was a very weird moment in here where, what's going on? I got in a fight with someone at school about which void critter is more powerful. I said it was the Articorn, but he kept saying Sunicorn. Which one is it? Well, I guess it's the Articorn, of course. Good for you, Hana. But, oh, that is not very proper, Hero. Why are you farting? Interesting. But it was, we had a weird moment in, the Ito household where Yume was using the bathroom, and Kiyoshi here kind of came in and was thinking about woohoo. If you guys follow me on Twitter, and if you're not, follow me on Twitter. My handle is at It's OBiGem, and join the fam there. I do post quite frequently about Sims, and you'll have fun. But I posted on there about how Kiyoshi came in there. I was thinking about woohoo while our little girl Hana was in there, and that was a big fat no for me. But I love that they're just kind of like chilling here. I hate that they still stand while watching movies. Sit here. But if you guys have the pack, like, how are you guys enjoying it? Is it fun for you? Sit down, watch this movie. I know a lot of people haven't been able to enjoy the pack this weekend because there have been, unfortunately, many crashes that came with the patch. And the Sims team is apparently going to be fixing that on Tuesday. But in the meantime, if you guys are experiencing crashes, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm hoping the patch will make your game playable for you. But in the meantime, I hope you're able to enjoy this Let's Play with me as our Hitoshi family kind of settles in and gets to know one another in this town and fulfill their dreams. Okay, so it looks like Hana is getting ready for bed, so while she's sleeping, I'm gonna actually have Yume work on getting her wish down, or her family wish down, and get some bow chicka bow wow going inside the bedroom. I'm gonna have her go upstairs and woohoo with her husband and see if they can get pregnant for that baby. And normally I would have them, no, not that. Normally I would have them, do like a pregnancy test right afterwards, but I kind of want to just see how that goes as far as like, I want to be surprised because I know a lot of times when you go and you use a pregnancy test right away, they have like a belly right away, and I don't want the belly to show up right away, so we shall see. How did they not have their first kiss? That's weird. Okay, maybe that's why we're having problems. I'm gonna have her kiss him, even though like they're supposed to be married, and they should already have their first kiss. Is there a monster underneath the? Oh goodness gracious! So they have done the woohoo deed, and we'll see if that has resulted in them having a baby. I'm excited for them. But I'm just gonna actually keep this short and sweet, guys, and we're gonna actually end this first episode here. I just wanted you guys to real quickly meet the family, see where they're living, and see what their ambitions are. Hopefully in the next one we can get into more interesting stuff. This is probably a let's play that I'm probably going to be playing a lot off screen and just popping in on them as things get a little bit more interesting. But if you guys like this, again, do subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and of course like this if this is more content that you'd like to see some more of. Until next time, I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy, and of course stay dazzled. I will see you in the next one, guys. Bye.
Girl, you told me that's what you needed. Lied to my face. Yeah, 'cause you were coward and that was easy.